Hello everyone, thanks for watching my video. In this video I am going to explain you how to handle macro in Microsoft Project 2016. So what we are going to talk, how to capture a macro in Microsoft Project. Once you capture the macro, how you edit the same and then do some refinement of the macro. Then once the macro is done, how can we create a toolbar and assign this macro to that toolbar, and later on, once everything is done, how we can ensure that this toolbar is working and the macro is working. So to do that, let's open IMS project. So I have a existing project with a lot of data inside. Some tasks are closed, some tasks are open, so that we can get some output from this when we write a macro. So macro will be within this project and it will execute some code, and then that will get some kind of output so that you can get understanding that how it works. So before that, we need to make sure that how to capture the macro. So here in this ribbon you can see that there is a called developer tab. So if you don't have this developer tab, you can go here, go to more commands, and once you look into customize ribbon, in this customize ribbon you can see that developer tab is enabled. So if you disable, it is not there. Now if you enable, that will reappear again. So once you enable the developer tab, you can look at it that there is a called record macro, Visual Basic, few macros all there. So we are going to first create record a macro. So let's understand how MS Project automatically creates a macro, and once you are done with it, then you can get the overall framework of that macro and then go back and edit the same and do the refinement based on your needs. So first, what I'm going to do, I'm going to record a macro. So the idea is that we are going to have a macro where it will take me through the mini project reports, and then once you click OK, it takes the another project report, and then finally you will say that okay, I'm done with my reporting wizard, so let me go back to the Gantt chart. So started a record macro and saying that this is a macro 3, but earlier I had some macro. So if you want, you can let's say my macro, right, and then you can delete my macro, and then you can say that just for your name, so by Biswajit, and then you can say that let this store in the global file, or you can have this to the project file. So global file, you can use this macro later on. So click OK, macro recording started, and unless you do some execution command, this will not record anything. So first record, what I'm going to do, I'm going to open various reports. So let's say I'm going to open a project overview report. Okay, so these changes what I have executed from this Microsoft project, it is already recorded. We'll look at the data later, and then again go back to the report and click on, let's say I'm going to look at the cost overview. Fine. Then again I'm going to look at the work overview. Okay, and let me take some of the in progress reports. So if I say that okay, there are some late tasks done, then I'm going to find out something or resource over allocated resources. The moment it is done, I want me to go back to the Gantt chart view. So let me take to the Gantt chart. So this is my last positions where I'm going to come back. So these are the transitions I have recorded in the macro, and let's see how can we do this data through automated way by clicking on toolbar. So go to developer and stop recording. So I have now recorded the macro. So let's have a look how can we go back and see that what recording has been done by the macro. so that we can view and edit the macro. So here if you see, once your recording is done, you can see that there is a view macro option. So let me click here and say that the one my macro, right, this one which we have recorded. So select it and click on edit. The moment you edit, it will take you through that macro widget. So in this macro you can see that it creates a subroutine called my macro, and this is the definitions what we have put in my macro by Biswajit. Then apply report, name, overview, and this has been recorded. So now I'm going to put some of them. Okay, so message box, and I'll put aim as a caps and start a bracket and then double quote, welcome to my reporting widget. So if you do that, we can probably create a message box, and then it say okay, then I put message box. Let's open a project overview report. So I'll put let's open with a double quote so that it's a message. Let's double quote, make sure that I put the double quote. Let's open project overview report, right? So we have opened that, and then I'll just copy this report, and once we say okay, then project overview reports open. Now I go back, copy this, paste over here, and let's open cost overview report. So idea is to edit the macro and get best whatever you need. So when we execute that, we can see what's happening. So this is called work overview report. So very simple, you can edit the macro, and then let's open late tasks. Okay, and one let's start is done. You can again put it, let's open over allocated. Report. So it's open that, then I say I am done. Please take me to the chart widget, right? So I have done editing with this, and then this is open the view apply Gantt chart. So this is the macro which has already been recorded by MS Project. Now we have edited it and then seeing that how this is working. So if you want, you can just execute it. So just click on it and see that welcome to my report wizard. It opens. Let's open project overview report. It opens, and then you go to cost overview report, takes you to, and then say let's open work overview. So open late tasks, it opens late task, and then it takes you the over allocated resource, and then take me to the Gantt chart widget. So it will take you through. Let's see that how we can view it from that directly from MS Project. So we'll close that. The moment we are done, that macro is inside. Now we are going to create a button. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go there, customize quick access toolbar, and create a new button, right? So let's have a look here. So here if you go to customize ribbon, you can see that there are a lot of main tabs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new tab, which is the moment I say that new tab, custom new group. So first you need to rename that. Okay, so we'll first rename the new tab. which is I'm going to say my, let's put me in the capital, my let's say PBA code. Okay, so yeah, so now you have a new group. Either you can have a new group or directly you can create the macro. So let's say now we have only one macro, so I don't want to create a group like this. Here if you see, let's say in the project you can see there is an insert group, add-on group like that. So but in my this macro, my PVA code, I don't have a group, so I just want to add the direct macro. So once you have done, you select that and left side select macros, and the my macro which you have recorded, just add it. So the moment you have added, commands needs to be added to custom group. All right, so you need to put this in a group. So normally commands to be add a group, so I put a rename this group, say let's say put a macro name, and I select a let's say smiley bar. So let's say this is a macro, and then I add this to this macro bar. Okay, so and then let's say this macro I'm going to rename called reporting wizard. Reporting, this is my name. So you have a tab under this one group, and then you have the macro. So the moment you're done, I click say okay. Once you click OK, you can have a look that this tab has been created, my PVA code, and under this you can see this is the macro group. Okay, so you can have like a group of let's say you have another macro, so it will create here under this macro group. So if you look at it, add-ins group, there are two buttons are there. So same way in this macro group you have to. Now let's see how this works. So let's say you are working on your project, you are in the resource sheet or maybe somewhere, so you are interested to look at it, what's happening in my Microsoft project. I am to look at the reporting. So instead of going and checking each and every report, you just have a look during your stakeholder meeting, or maybe with the meeting with your senior management. You can just have a look, share your screen, and then say my reporting wizard. So it say welcome to my reporting wizard. Click OK. Then let's open project overview report. Look at it. So automatically you can take this here, and then you can explain the project overview report that project is 29% completed, started, ended, and a lot of information, person is completely tasked. And then let's open cost overview report. So you can see that the cost, remaining cost, and percentage complete, and then you can also see a lot of other progress reporting and the status of these reports. And then say that let's open cost overview report, and then you have work overview report. So you can look at the work overview report, and then we can see here, and then we can have open late tasks. You can see the late task reporting, and then over allocated report. So overall, by using your macro, you are browsing through the projects and reporting your stuffs to the management or to the team, and then say okay, I'm done, please take me to the Gantt chart wizard. So click OK. Now it takes you to the Gantt chart wizard. So this is the way we can capture a macro here, record a macro, and then you can edit it. But while recording, you also understand the fundamentals of how the macro code works, and then you edit the macro, and then once you're done, just assign this to a button so that you can execute those steps. Thanks for watching macros. Going forward, I'll be putting a lot of new videos and complex areas of Microsoft Project Professional 2016. So please do subscribe my channel to know more about the upcoming videos, and stay tuned with the latest and greatest features of Microsoft Project Professional 2016. Thank you very much.